Well, shall we call the meeting to order?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, these are the corrected.
Oh,
these are
you've
the
done it.
minutes.
You've done that. have
The
you?
only thing that we have to correct and pull it off the website, Mount Holly website, is the regular. It says January, we have to change it to February.
Well, some of this stuff down here is a little bit.
Mary.
I mean, the meeting agenda and also the draft minutes from February 4th. Or January 4th, or I don't believe we had any minutes from that meeting, right? Because that was the
We
one.
didn't?
Well, that
So
was
that was our first Zoom here.
not the 4th of February.
Yeah.
This is a meeting, these are the minutes from the 4th of February meeting. Right?
Yeah, but so if you go down here,
Well, how can we, wait a minute, how can we draft minutes from the February 4 were approved as submitted? We didn't have any minutes. These are they.
these are from. This is messed up. So,
Yes.
so this,
That
It's
I believe
supposed
is
to be-
correct. That should be February, yes.
yeah, but, so this would have been January?
I guess, but do we have minutes from January?
I think
Phil?
That's what I picked up the first time. That's what was on the website.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
I know, but this is wrong for the February 4th meeting. This is the minutes from the February 4th meeting.
Yeah,
So this has to be January 4th,
Okay.
but I don't think we had any minutes in so
I have January here.
oh, okay. Oh, those are your minutes, okay.
Those are
January 7th
January.
meeting then. That should be the January 7th meeting.
All right, so change this to January 7th.
Yeah,
Okay. And then we have to pull it off the website on the town website.
yeah, well, we can put the final minutes on there.
Okay.
Yeah,
With those
okay,
corrections.
okay. All right, so with those corrections, I think we're ready to approve the minutes.
Yes,
Do I hear a motion?
I so move.
Yeah,
second.
okay. Everybody else is muted, so we can't
Why are
we
they
can't hear a
muted?
thing here.
Why are they muted?
I have no idea.
There is
I couldn't pull it up for some reason.
Okay,
A lot of tech problems.
I
That's what I like, leading the sinking ship, right?
But you can hear each other. At least
yeah,
we
I
allow
think
for-
we're okay. Thank you, Rebecca.
I'll
in spite
come
of-
back and figure out what's going on with that, because I think it's a little above me, but yeah.
Sorry it took so
No,
long.
that's right. Sorry that training's been a little more productive. All right, we'll be back.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay,
thank you.
right. And the treasurer's report, I think, who was it that raised that question? Was it you? About whether or not we had a line, we apparently have a line in the budget.
No, I didn't ask that.
Oh,
On me, but I do.
Yeah,
remember- Don't remember
Well,
where.
maybe
in
it
the recent correspondence we've had, I pointed out for all of us, but for Megan in particular, that
Yeah.
in the town report, we do appear.
yeah,
I think it's page
Yeah.
40. There's a,
Yes.
there's
in
a
the
under-
budget, yeah.
under a particular type of funds that includes the Conservation Commission.
Yeah,
And so we're in there somewhere in the town
Okay.
office system.
okay. Okay. So, and shall we? You asked that we do the Star Lake stuff earlier, Phil?
Yeah, we have company approaching, and so if we can do that earlier, I may have to leave early.
Okay, well, let's do it then.
But if we can.
Okay, let's move to the whatever it is, fifth item, Star Lake planning update.
Can I just, before we just get into that, I would like to put on the record, whoever is taking minutes, what an incredible job Jean Marie did on that application, that grant.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have done those things they are awful and you did a wonderful.
Well,
job.
they're,
That's it, that's all I wanted to say.
Okay. Noted.
okay, so I guess the main thing is the application and the,
It went in.
and it's in and now we
We
wait,
just wait till May, I forget the date.
yeah.
They're
And,
notified.
but clearly, we should be thinking about getting other funds too.
Yes, I think we should continue working on the plan.
Yes,
forward With the
yes.
Recreation Commission
Yeah. Committee,
and start fundraising, because 25,000 is a drop in the bucket when
Right,
we're doing
yeah.
playground equipment.
Right,
yeah,
Unless we, my vision is to make it as rural a playground as we can with our our
with the
Belmar
character of
Lake.
the town, yeah,
Right, but also include the kids
yeah.
in making their own
right.
design pictures from, the school kids. We could do, I have a lot of things that are percolating.
And we,
And is it, at some point, should we take what you wrote in the application, exactly what our plans are,
Mhm.
and make that public?
Mm,
why not? Is there any reason not to?
Right.
No, I mean, the
Do we want to-
details,
Do we want that before or after we hear about whether we've received?
no, I think we should generate some interest in it.
Okay,
And, maybe during, where are we at, March, April, maybe in April, we could have a meeting, I don't
Yeah.
know, a
right. And
townwide.
should I pick out a couple of highlights and put it in the chit chat for this coming
Yeah, I
month?
think that'd be
Okay.
great. We wanna, get some ideas back
Right.
from the town residents and the kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Could I come in here? So I'm just wondering where the original plan that we'd agreed on in December fits, where we talked about this. So there were various things that have come up, and I'm just not sure what we're doing, what we're not doing. There was the survey, there was idea, then there was reviewing the other plans, which Jean, I think you did as part of this quite a bit, if I understand correctly. And then there was the
Town
idea of
plan.
having a public meeting based on a draft plan. This was before that the proposal was written, so that we would have kind of a public meeting and we'd have something in hand. So I'm wondering what we want to do next. Because we could meet just on the proposal, but the proposal only covers the land, it doesn't cover the water part of the lake.
Yeah, that's right. And Phil, you wanna jump in with what's going on with the lake before we carry on with this playground and creation? Yeah. Oh, did he mute it?
Yeah, he is muted.
there.
Now, there he is. Now he's on. Now
Yeah,
he's muted.
I'm coordinating some things with Mary as well in the background. So I understand your question, Alex, and I think it's fair to say that the deadline for the AARP thing kind of took over the timing for a bit. In the meantime, I've started to have some correspondence with Olin Reed and Company, and I think you have, not everybody's been copied on that, but I think you have, Alex, right, about the aquatic and about the communicating to him the plans and the documents that we had talked about earlier, the pictures of the
You here for the
properties and the picture of the
planning commission?
possible path being mowed for canoes and kayaks.
I don't recall seeing that, but it's
Okay.
possible I've missed it.
All right, I will double check to whom that went and make sure that
Thanks.
that you do see it.
Thank you.
The other thing is that we had a communication from it came from the Mount Holly Select Board, but I suppose Caitlin, yeah, it was Caitlin, I think,
Yes, about it.
indicated on it about the aquatic nuisance vegetation control, and that is another grant possibility with a deadline. And the deadline for submission, I'm not familiar yet with all the details. There are two things I'd like to make sure that everybody knows about. The first being that there's a deadline for submission on March 21st,
We have
4
all the-
p.m. And the second thing is that there's a workshop to be conducted using Microsoft Teams by the state for people interested in applying for that grant funding. And that's on March the 11th from 10 in the morning until noon. And I think my job next is to send one more email out of the sort that I did to Olin before. This one to talk about the possibility of mechanical means of weed control and management. And secondly, to get myself and anybody else on the commission who would like to do so to be part of that March 11th meeting, the Microsoft Teams meeting regarding those grants.
Okay.
So I'm seeing that strand as the next thing to do. Now, so far, I mean, I think the thing you bring up very wisely, and I think you're keen to do that, is the idea of public meetings and so forth. And
Can I just add, is Microsoft Teams, that's like Zoom for Microsoft?
I think that meeting is the way it's described on the message about these grants is that that meeting involves Microsoft Teams.
Okay.
Yeah, Susan, it's similar to Zoom, but it's more of a pain in the butt to use.
Ah, okay.
If you don't already have it downloaded and you don't have a Microsoft account, it can be challenging. But
So
it's the same.
what let's do is let's figure out maybe the right thing is to have two or three of us in the same space on somebody's machine who does have downloaded. I believe I at least get an icon that indicates I might have it downloaded. I'm not in and out of it. I mean, I'm on Zoom every couple of weeks, no matter what. But I'm not on that every couple of weeks, no matter what. So,
I have it. It is my least favorite
yeah. Okay. Well,
thing,
it's
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, somebody tell me just, what day of the week is the 11th?
I think
Tuesday.
it is Wednesday. No,
Tuesday.
today is Wednesday, and it's the 5th. The 11th must then be Tuesday, right?
Tuesday.
Exactly.
It's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me see. If I'm home, if I'm not in Burlington, I can invite people. I just need to try and check my schedule to see if I'm in Burlington.
Guys, while we're doing this, I
Oh.
think we have double scheduled meetings here tonight.
Oh, no.
Because the
'Cause of
planning
our-
commission thinks
They're
is
in.
starting to show up here.
Okay.
Oh, we're almost, we're 2/3 of the way through the agenda. So.
Yeah. Well, I think,
But yeah, I mean, then if we should probably think about, okay, are we gonna try and organize a meeting for the town in April or May?
I would say maybe we wait till after we hear.
oh, you think so?
I don't
Yeah.
know, because we want to work on the lake issues.
Right,
No.
okay, I mean, so, and I'm sorry, when do we hear again about
You know,
May sometime?
early May.
Okay,
It's May
so like
5th or
mid or
something.
late May.
Yeah, but not before our meeting though, because that's
I can check.
we're presumably the 6th of May.
Oh, it might be.
Yeah,
Um,
can I make a Zoom comment here? And that is that the town of Mount Holly screen has gone dark.
Uh-oh.
So we're not seeing everybody in the room, but I believe we're reliant on Phil's audio for all
Yes.
the voices because the town of Mount Holly is muted.
Let me go. Okay, let me go.
And I don't know if turning
That
two
may
on
be
in the
the
same
lap,
room is
that
going to
may be
make.
the laptop going to sleep. Just let me.
I identify with that one.
So on, I suppose I should wait till Phil comes back, but just to speed things along, I didn't quite hear what the suggestion was of the timing for a public meeting, but I would say that as soon as we have both, so we what both drafts. So if we do another, if we end up requesting the funding that Phil Leonard was just talking about, then we have two documents to discuss. We have the basis to share, and we'd need to do a summary of them, but then we have something to go. So I would do it in April, because we'll have to submit the second one by March. You said March 21st, is that
That's
right?
correct. That's correct.
Yeah, so why not like mid-April for a discussion, so we don't postpone things too long. Even if we don't, because also, Jean, even if we don't get the money for the AARP grant, the
Yeah.
ideas you put in, you've put together, the basis of what people have been thinking about, so it's still worth putting on the
Yeah.
table. And
Email from our, that says they didn't get my application, but then,
Yeah, there's
I
an
thought-
email that says they did.
yeah, you sent me that. I got both yours and Jim's, so I'm totally confused. Should I get worried about this?
Well, I'd call them up.
Until tomorrow.
Not till tomorrow, yeah.
Okay, all right, so, I just had this like stressful moment. so-
Yes, I can imagine, yeah.
Yes.
I can't think.
So the question before the House at the moment seems to be, are we gonna shoot for an April meeting or a May meeting?
For a public,
Yeah,
Public.
public meeting, yeah.
Yeah. We will even let him come.
I would say April if we can. I mean, I think in May and June, so before the bottom barriers go in the water, we need to get some people in the water to do some hand pulling and preparation for the bottom barriers. And I
Right.
think having a public meeting in advance of that I mean, so far people in the water has included more or less myself and Jean sort of sloshing around the edges doing
Right.
things. And we're both uh, with an interest in doing that, but it's two people that would need a lot of some company and preferably some younger company in doing some of this stuff.
Yeah.
With wetsuits.
Yeah.
could I also suggest, it would be really nice if we could hold the meeting at the Odd Fellows and have it early, like, like 5 p.m. or something, so that, it's still an evening meeting, but people can come out, look at the lake. I mean, that could all be part of it. Or, if it's a nice day, part of it could be outside, so that we're really relating to what we're talking about. I don't know if it's possible. I know they don't like to open it too early. I
Right.
know we were scheduling the mud fling. And I also want to point out that the Community Association is very interested in being part of this process, possibly co-hosting this meeting. And of course, that could be helpful for getting the word out and everything.
Okay, that's super.
Yeah.
That is great news, and
To her
I'll
comment.
push it in the right direction. I don't know I'll talk to, likely see Dennis in the morning and ask him when the Odd Fellows comes online.
Okay.
Well, what I was gonna say is in April at some point, the PTA or whatever they call it is having an event there. So I believe Dennis is planning to turn the water on that week, but I just don't remember what date the PTA thing is.
That's,
Okay, all right, yeah. Is that Steve?
yeah, it's Steve.
Yeah, okay.
Afraid so.
Recognize the voice.
I don't know which, I
We
think,
could
I
ask
think, I
Dennis.
think we have that camera going on, not this one.
Whatever. You can ask Dennis tomorrow morning
Yeah.
at Home Village.
Yeah. So I think have we,
Maybe, maybe we could make part of the meeting, an early part of the meeting, weed pulling.
well,
Yeah, well, April's, the question arises, will the ice be out?
Yeah, fair point.
I mean, the question of will it be cold doesn't arise, it will.
Okay, all right, moving
Yeah.
on.
okay, yeah. I think we've double scheduled meetings here, John, so,
Yeah. What time are you guys just starting?
no, we're about,
Oh, okay.
we're almost ending, yeah. Shall we, is there anything about the Recreation Committee that we should discuss at this point?
No, just that I've got that grant in and I'll confirm that.
Yeah, but that's, yeah, that's
That's,
obviously
that's
tied to
fine.
the Recreation Committee.
Yeah.
And I think, Alec, I saw a note that said you paid the dues. I assume that was from Alex's money.
Yeah, I paid it and and Megan sent me the instructions of how to claim it back from the town, and I haven't done that yet. I haven't claimed my $100 back, but I did do the entrance for 2 years, so we should see, and gave everybody's email addresses. I haven't received anything from them, so I should probably go back and check, but you should see. If I'll go back and check later and make sure that we are actually on the list, and of course that all of you are as well.
So if I'm gonna include the chit chat that comes out in April, the deadline will be March. So if we're actually gonna do an April meeting, it would be good to be able to include a date, so.
Yeah.
We can't maybe decide on a date
Now,
tonight, but we can decide among, email.
between now and the
Okay.
The
chit chat
deadline, yeah,
deadline, yeah.
yeah,
You mean for a public meeting?
Yes,
Yeah,
public meeting,
yeah,
yes,
for the public meeting.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we should include the community association in that discussion.
Okay,
Maybe just starting with just Linda and Jen, who are the co-presidents, to make it less complicated. So
yes.
Linda, Jen, and me, and we'll figure it out, involve anyone else who's interested. I'll probably be the point
We
person.
could have
for
a Zoom
organizing.
meeting.
Well, we can, but it would be nice to make it. Oh, you mean the meeting for all of us to plan it? Yes,
Yeah,
let's
right.
do that. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right, so. I'm planning to start up the ash borer business in the end of April.
Oh, good, okay.
When the leaves begin to start and the trees will take up the juice.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Good.
and I have unfortunately Paul Frazier, who helped us last year, said he's too busy to do it again this year,
Oh,
which is too bad.
yeah, he was good.
He was
Very
good,
nice.
yeah, he put a lot of effort into it, I tell you. He's a guy who we could, I don't know what he's an ex-fireman, so many ex-firemen around here, it's hard to believe.
Huh. Well, they know that we don't know.
Yeah, anyway, so that's too bad, but I think, well, I'm reluctant to get Tim Bickford involved.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't.
If he does it, he does a good job, but the chance that he does it is, like
Yeah,
10%. So, and so anyway. And I'm still out $860 for a load of the injector juice. But
should
you,
we speak to our treasurer about that?
well, it's frankly, that's about the amount, a little bit more actually, that we get back from using it up and using them for injection. So this is a brand new port or whatever it is.
Right,
And that, by the time I've given it all out and gotten paid back for it, I'll have the $860, so
Okay.
I'm highly motivated to do it.
Okay.
Anyway, other than that, is there anything else we should do?
No, I will just, I'll hopefully hear a definite date for the April public meeting. I will just sort of fight at that, and I will sort of name names. I can say that the community association will be co-hosting the meeting.
Yeah,
And what we hope to talk about.
Yeah.
And I can tease the AARP grant possibility.
yeah,
And maybe, like I say, pluck a few things from the grant itself as to what is being considered for the
Yeah.
chit chat article and the
Yeah.
dashboard.
yeah.
Okay.
And Sue, could you include a plug for, that we need people who are interested in weed pulling and other hands-on activities?
Phil, do we want to mention anything about mechanical harvesting at this time? or-
Yeah.
We could say we're exploring that option. I think I need to get something out this, I know I've actually started it. I'll get something out this week to Olin. And
Okay.
depending on what we hear back, we'll decide what more to say about it yet. But we're exploring it at a very modest level, I would say.
Okay.
So and to be specific about that, you know, I'll call it Dave Martin's kite, the little red thing on the one schematic of the lake that indicated where we might mow a path for canoes and kayaks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, in terms of mechanical harvesting. I'm not talking about anything as ambitious as, for example, a big compost operation or something like that, which we've talked about briefly, but just so that we can have some recreational boating access
Right.
Yeah.
to a
Okay.
better chunk of the lake.
Baby paddling.
So
When's our next meeting?
our next meeting has to be in April.
Right.
And what is the date of
And
that?
second,
First
oh,
Tuesday.
well, if we want to do April Fools, just because that's who we are.
Yeah, that would be the
Yes,
first.
No, that would be the first, so it would be the 8th.
are we the
No,
The
second?
second week.
We're the first Tuesday, aren't we? Or
I
is,
thought we were the second Tuesday. You're right, we're the first Tuesday. So
Yeah, that's our nominal official time of our regular meetings is the first Tuesday. Yep.
That's April Fools.
yeah.
That's okay.
Suits us well enough.
Yeah, that's fine.
Speak for yourself, Phil.
Gladly.
Okay. Yeah, and presumably
We'll come up.
we'll not be fools and we'll get the damn Zoom to work again, to work in the first place.
Oh, this is a big improvement tonight, I think, over anything previous.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but we're using the audio through my my
Oh,
laptop.
okay.
We couldn't get, somehow or other, we could get the audio to go, I don't know.
Yeah.
It wouldn't go, it wouldn't come to Zoom. In other words, you would never hear us.
Oh, okay.
We
Oh,
could-
okay, yeah.
We could hear you on the computer screen and on the TV here, and you would hear probably the other people, but you couldn't hear us. And
Ah, okay, all right.
don't
I get
know
it.
that. Anyway, I don't know. Somehow or other, we couldn't get.
Well, I think it's better than it was last time anyhow.
Yes, I
You want
agree.
to let Peter in? It's too late now, but you want to.
Is he there?
Well, it says he's waiting in the waiting room.
Yeah.
Are you there, Peter?
Still says admit.
Does it?
See him. We had been 5 participants and now it says we're 4, so.
Yeah.
it
Oh, wait
disappeared
a minute.
somehow.
That doesn't make sense. There's
Well, we're
5.
7 is our total, or are we 8?
Yeah, because the five was 5 screens and there's +2 for the 3 of you in the room where
Yeah.
you are. So that's 7.
Yeah. No, I think we were missing 2 people, Megan and David.
Right.
Right.
So that, I think we had a quorum.
truly terrifying thing is that also on that screen, it says it's recording.
It is, it is. Well.
Yeah, I mean, we still have a quorum. There's 6 of us
Yeah,
in play, so.
yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, I don't have to go talk to John. So shall we call the meeting
Adjourn?
adjourned?
Okay,
Okay.
Um, sure.
Sure.
All right.
The motion is
then-
not debatable. We can have a vote if you want.
And then on the minutes, I mean, so Phil, would you like me and Jean to put them together then?
Well,
Do you know, do
whatever,
you want us to
if,
send them to you? It's up to you.
um, whatever works for you guys is fine with me. I mean, I have a couple of notes. If I had a brief bit from each of you, I could put it together. If the 2 of you put together what, something that you have, that's fine. It's all good.
All right, I think I'll send it to you and maybe focus on trying to work with several of you on planning that meeting,
Yeah, that's
Sound good?
that sounds actually perfect.
because I think we need to also think about that.
Yeah.
Whether,
Okay.
when we plan this April meeting, is it weekends better or is during the week better? Just general.
Good, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe when you maybe Alex, you have some experience, and if you talk to Linda and or Jen, you might sound that out with the community
Yeah, I will.
association
I had
side
kind
of
of,
things.
I had kind of assumed the weekend. And I wasn't really thinking of it for this reason, but I think that second homeowners might be interested in participating.
Uh-huh.
So they'd be more likely to be here. But I'm open. I'll talk to them and we'll
Yeah,
figure
I mean, it's
it out
still,
together with you guys.
if we're talking April, I don't know how many of them are in play at that stage either, but
That's
the
true.
second homeowners,
But
but
we want the sort of committed types. Folks
yeah,
who
yeah,
are
yeah,
there a
the
lot.
hardcore, the
Yeah,
hardcore.
the hardcore, like I
All
used to
right.
be. All right, cool.